So first of all, and we're gonna actually start here in a moment, because in talking to a number of you beforehand, it became pretty clear to me that there's no lack of focusing on goals. Goals, targets, objectives, like we're wired that way and it serves you well. What's interesting about teams is as much as we need a goals focus, we also need a relationship focus. Because goals without relationships, it's a short-term approach. So how do we manage that tension? We're going to start there. Then we're going to talk a little bit about tension that I have found has been managed not so well in a lot of organizations since a pandemic. Because what's interesting is since the pandemic, there is more of an expectation of flexibility in the workplace than ever before. In how we work together sometimes and where we work, lots of different things about flexibility. And I should say flexibility is a great thing. I think we should embrace it so long as we know that with every bit of flexibility we embrace, we need just as much structure. And the more we want to embrace flexibility, we got to be super clear on what are our non-negotiables. What are actually our standards? How do we have a culture that's both high flexibility and high structure? You know, you don't need me to teach you that effective teamwork needs communication. We know that. You know what that really means? It means that we've got to be able to have difficult conversations. We've got to be able to sometimes say things like, I don't agree, or you know what, I see it differently, or gosh, I would probably approach it this way. And to do that, what that means is that we have to have a culture and we have to have relationships that are both truthful meaning candid and clear. I'm not always editing what I'm thinking, but I can say it, and not or, tactful. Tactful meaning that, I often say that being called brutally honest is not a badge of honor. It's how is this being received? Am I shutting the person down? Is it the time and the place? And and it's not about meeting in the middle. It's how do we operate in a way that's high truth, high tact. We'll spend a little bit of time here. Teamwork, not surprisingly, requires collaboration. It means that we've got to sometimes be together and team up on things and look at things different ways and get feedback and pushback. And yet, we don't want to live all our lives in meetings. We also need to be able to divide and conquer and say, hey, let me run with this. So are we finding a way, and this is an interesting with individual and group, where we're collaborating enough to get the benefits of working together while at the same time allowing independence and being able to kind of focus on that independent work? You'll never solve that, but you want to manage it well. The last tension that will kind of land the plane on this afternoon is, the research is crystal clear. If you want a strong, engaged corporate environment, internally, intrinsically engaged, motivated, it means that we've got to empower. It means people have got to be freed up to do their piece, to do it well. Again, though, the fine print is that empowerment without accountability is disastrous. It's fun. My 14-year-old son's in the back. He's on an exam break, and we use the words freedom and responsibility. I often say, just so you know, you're at a place in life where the freedom's going up, as it should, but with freedom comes more responsibility. And when the responsibility's not there, the freedom goes down. So how do we operate in a way that's high empowerment and just as high accountability? These are not problems to solve. I can't give you the formula, and how you manage them will differ based on a lot of different configurations of the room. The question isn't have we solved it, is are we managing them well?